Hi friends, what's up? It's Jaime here. Welcome back to another Fangirl Fridays video. I actually just finished recording another video where I'm wearing the same shirt, so you're probably gonna see me in the same shirt within videos for within the next 2 weeks. But anyway, for today's Fangirl Fridays video, I thought it would be fun to do, I kind of want just to do a chill, kind of laid back Fangirl Fridays video. So I thought it would be fun to go through and show you, if you can't already tell from what I'm bringing onto the screen, I got some books. I got a Barnes & Noble gift card from my uncle and my aunt for Christmas, and I did some shopping. I got some books. I put that gift card to good use. So I really wanted to show you guys and talk about the books that I got, because I got some ones that I'm really, really excited about, and I really wanted to show you guys. Yeah, so without further ado, let's get into the video. Okay, I'm just gonna go through my pile as I have them. And so the first book on my pile, we have The Falling in Love Montage by Ciara Smith. I'm actually not I'm not super familiar with Ciara Smith and her work. And I wasn't super familiar with the Falling in Love montage. I think I might have seen it on an Instagram, a Bookstagram recommended thing of fun queer books to read or whatever. But I'm very excited to read this book. I'm just gonna read what the summary on the back. So it says, a montage-worthy summer romance with only a few strings attached. Saoirse, I think it's pronounced Saoirse, hopefully. Saoirse doesn't believe in love at first sight or happy endings, but when she meets mischievous Ruby, her no relationships rule goes right out the window, because Ruby has a loophole in mind. A summer with all the best cliche rom-com dates with a definite ending come fall. No messy breakup, no broken hearts. It would be the perfect plan if they weren't forgetting one thing about the Falling in Love montage. When it's over, the characters have fallen in love. For real. It sounds very much does this count as the fake dating trope? I don't know if it does. I feel like it kind of does. I feel like it's adjacent, at least adjacent to the fake dating trope, which I'm kind of I like to dabble in the fake dating trope. I'm not a die-hard fan of it, but I kind of like it, just a little bit. Just a little bit. It's kind of a little guilty pleasure kind of thing. So I thought this book would be really fun to read. I also really wanted to read it because just in general, I'm really trying to add a lot more queer books to my bookshelf. I'm going to talk about this more in a later video because I'm very, I have a lot more to say about it. But recently I joined a sapphic book club called Sapplit, and as the name would entail, we really prioritize reading books that prioritize sapphic, woman-loving woman representation by I'm queer authors, and it's been so fun. Absolutely have been loving being in that book club. I'm really excited. I've been loving the books that we've been reading for March. I really love being in that book club, and part of being in that book club has really made me want to look for more queer books to add to my bookshelf. So I thought that having the Falling in Love montage would be a cute place to start. Next up we have, I'm really excited for this one. I'm almost frothing at the mouth by how excited I am for this book. Oh my gosh. Next up we have The Henna Wars by Adiba Jagadar. Oh my god. I'm so excited for this book. It's really funny because I originally first heard about this book when I was actually looking into getting Hani and Ishu's guide for fake dating, which is also by Adiba Jagadar. I did order that book, and I'm still waiting for it because I ordered the paperback version of that book, and I didn't realize that it was going to take longer for that book to arrive. It's going to come in May, so I'm still waiting on it, but very excited to read that book. But I was in the meantime, I realized that oh shit, that's not Adiba Jagadar's only book, and in fact this is The Henna Wars, her debut novel. And so I was let me check this one out. And when I read the summary about it, I was ooh, this sounds really interesting. I really want to read it. And also part of why I'm so excited for this book, and then also for eventually when I get Hani and Ishu's guide to fake dating, is I not only just wanted to start incorporating more queer stories and have more queer representation in my bookshelf, but I also really wanted to have like stories with like queer characters of color, and just also in general have more books by like BIPOC authors. It's been really something I've been wanting to prioritize as like I've been getting back into reading like within like the past couple of months. So I thought that the Henna Wars would be a really good addition to my bookshelf. And again, I've heard really good things about it. Super, super, super excited about it. And also apparently, I don't know if this is like a special like version of the book, but it says on the back here that it includes an exclusive short story from Adiba Jagadar, so very excited about that. But yeah, so I'm gonna read the back. Hopefully, please, I'm going to try my very best with the pronunciation of these characters' names. I know it's Nishat. I believe that's the main character's name. I'm not sure about the pronunciation of our other girl protagonist, but I'm gonna try my best. So this is the summary of the book. Also, please excuse, there's like fucking birds making so much noise right now outside. I very much apologize. But anyway, so it says, Nishat's parents say she can be anyone she wants as long as she isn't a lesbian. Nishat doesn't want to lose her family, but she also doesn't want to hide who she is, and it only gets harder once a childhood friend walks back into her life. Again, hopefully this is how you pronounce her name. Flavia is beautiful and charismatic, and Nishat falls for her instantly, but when a school competition invites students to create their own businesses, both Flavia and Nishat decide to showcase their talents as henna artists. In a fight to prove who is the best, their lives quickly become more tangled, but Nishat can't quite get rid of her crush, especially since Flavia seems to like her back. As the competition heats up, Nishat has a decision to make: stay in the closet for her family or put aside her differences with Flavia to give their relationship a chance. I can't wait to read this book. I am super, super interested. I can't wait to see how their story unfolds. I believe this is Nishat, from what I understand, because I think I looked up that that Flavia, again, hopefully I'm saying her name right. I think that Flavia is, hold on, I have it here. Yeah, she's Flavia is black, so I believe this is Flavia and this is Nishat, so I'm very, very excited to see how their story unfolds, and also just get a look at this gorgeous, gorgeous cover. Whoever did the art for this, actually, let me check. Whoever did the art for this cover, they deserve an award because it's beautiful. Hold on. Oh, there we go. Cover design by Molly Giuseppe. Molly, you outdid yourself. It's beautiful. It looks stunning, and I cannot wait to read it. I am super, super excited to talk about these next two books. I'm going to talk about them at the same time because they are a duology, and I'm so happy to have them in my hands. We have The Wrath and the Dawn and The Rose and the Dagger by Renee Actier. Oh my god. I'm so excited to have these books because literally when I first decided a couple of years ago now at this point to like really like try to start getting like back into reading after like my love of reading had kind of like died out for a while, these were literally like the first two books I ever put like on my like official TBR list. I have like a whole like, it's literally like 16 pages long, like a Google Doc of like my TBR list, and these are like literally at the top of my list, and so I'm so excited to finally hold them in my hands. I'm so happy, and it's really cool because I actually I stopped because I wanted to read the book, but I actually for a while was like following the webtoon for The Wrath and the Dawn, which I really do recommend because, or at least I recommend as someone who has not yet read this book, so maybe I will not recommend. I mean, hopefully it will still hold up once I've actually read the book. But yeah, the webtoon, I love the webtoon. That's also part of the reason why I really wanted to read the book that they have for The Wrath and the Dawn. So I'm so excited to sink my teeth into this. I'm just I am absolutely like I can't wait. And honestly, I know at least the beginning of the story of The Wrath and the Dawn. I know absolutely nothing about The Rose and the Dagger, and I absolutely refuse to read anything about The Rose and the Dagger because obviously I don't want spoilers. I do not want to be spoiled. And part of the reason why I decided to get them both at the same time is obviously one, because they're a duology, but also because it's like, you know, I'm more hesitant about getting like a book series if it's like multiple books. I feel a lot better about like getting a duology because it's just 2 books. Like, worst case scenario, if I end up not liking this book, which I don't imagine that I will, because I really enjoy the Wrath of the Dawn webtoon and the like the premise of the story and whatnot. So I really do think I'm gonna like this book. But just in case I like, you know, don't like these books, at least it's only just like 2 books to get through and not like a whole like 5-book series or anything like that. But yeah, so I'm super excited. If you aren't familiar with The Wrath and the Dawn, I'm going to read the summary for you now. Again, I'm not going to read the one for The Rose and the Dagger. I simply refuse to because I do not want spoilers. But here is what we have to say about The Wrath and the Dawn. So, Khalid, the 18-year-old caliph of Khorasan, hopefully that's how you say that, is a monster. Each night he takes a new wife, only to have her killed by sunrise. Shahrazad is the first volunteer to become Khalid's bride. She vows to stop his reign of terror for the friends she lost and for all those who perished before her. Incredibly, Shahrazad manages to survive her first morning, then the next. Night after night, she memorizes the caliph with her storytelling, at once buying time and digging deeper into the elusive boy king's past. If Khalid is truly the murderous madman everyone says he is, how does Shahrazad find it so easy to fall for him? When I like was reading the webtoon, following the webtoon for this, like this was like this whole premise like really intrigued me. So I absolutely cannot wait to dive into this book, and I feel like it's gonna be I'm so excited. Like I'm I'm so excited. I've heard a lot of good things about this duology, so I guess I'm a little nervous that it won't live up to the hype that I've kind of built up in my head, but I do think it's gonna be good. I'm excited. I'm excited. I think it'll be good, and I'll definitely report back once I've read them. Next up, we have, oh my god, I know I keep being like I'm so excited for this book, but I'm really excited for this book. I'm so happy to have it. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to fucking cry my eyes out. Next up, we have Last Night at the Telegraph Club by Melinda Lowe. Oh my god. I've heard so many good things about this book, and clearly a lot of people have good things to say about this book because of just how many fucking accolades it has. I mean, like, come on. But I am so excited to read this book. I've heard it's really sad, and I can't wait to cry my ass out. I can't wait to cry myself to sleep with this book. But I've heard it's really good. I've heard it's so good. Oh my gosh. And can we just appreciate this fucking cover? It's stunning. I'm assuming that that's our 2 lovers right there. It's beautiful. Oh my god. This cover is absolutely stunning. It is the most, like, it's so breathtaking. It's beautiful. I love the design of this cover. Can we also, now I need to know also who did this. Who did this cover? Let us find out. Who did the cover? Is it you, Anna Booth? It says designed by Anna Booth. It doesn't say cover design, but it just says designed by Anna Booth. I think Anna Booth did the cover. If this was you, Anna Booth, you did a fantastic job. You killed it. Absolutely knocked it out of the park. It looks amazing. Oh my god. Look at it. It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. With the other books, I'm going to read to you guys the summary on the back, starting off with what I assume is a quote from the book. That book, it was about 2 women, and they fell in love with each other. And then Lily asked the question that had taken root in her, that was even now unfurling its leaves and demanding to be shown the sun. Have you ever heard of such a thing? Lily Who can't remember when exactly the question took root, but the answer was clear at the moment that she and Kath Miller walked under the neon sign of a lesbian bar called the Telegraph Club. America in 1954 is not a safe place for 2 girls to fall in love. Red Scare paranoia threatens everyone, including Chinese Americans like Lily. With deportation looming over her father, Lily and Kath risk everything for love. I'm gonna cry my eyes out. I almost started to tear up as I read the summary. I'm gonna cry. Oh my god. But I'm just, I'm so excited. I'm also, again, so excited because I think this might be one of, like, the first, I mean, obviously, amongst the books I've already talked about, like, The Wrath and the Dawn, Rose and the Dagger, and, like, also the Henna Wars. Like, this is, like, one of the first books I have where, like, with, like, an Asian, like, protagonist, and I'm super, super excited, about that. Oh my gosh. I can't. So I imagine this is Lily, and this is Kath. Oh my god. And honestly, of all the comments from, like, all the different, like, people, like, praising the book, they have just, like, such the, like, greatest things to say about this book. So I trust that this book is going to break my heart in a million pieces, but, like, in the best way possible. And I can't wait to fucking be depressed after reading this book. I'm so excited though. I'm super, super excited again. I don't know that much more about the story because I've kind of been wanting to just, like, avoid, like, spoilers and, like, whatnot, because I really want to get the full experience of this book, especially because, again, I know how much it's gonna make me cry. So I don't know that much more besides what I just read on the back, but I'm so excited. I'm super, super excited about this book. I'm definitely going to talk about this book in, like, a future video. I already have plans to, so I can't wait, and stay tuned if you want to hear me absolutely, like, lose my mind over this book. Last but certainly not least, again, I know y'all are sick of me saying, oh my gosh, I'm so excited about this book, but I'm really excited about this book. I can't help it, okay? I'm just so excited. I'm so excited about all these books, okay? Is that a crime? I'm sorry, like, Jesus. But I'm so excited about this final book. Oh my god, I'm so obsessed with the way it looks. Hold on, I just need to show it to you guys. We have A Snake Falls to Earth by Darcy Little Badger. Oh my god. Look at this incredible cover. It looks stunning. But I need to show you guys the best part, because I discovered this when I decided to remove the book sleeve, because you might be able to tell there's a little bit of orange peeking out from, like, the book. And I'm going to show you one of the, honestly, this is fucking gorgeous. This is amazing. And whoever's idea it was to do this, they deserve a fucking medal, because it looks incredible. This is what the hardcover of this book looks like. We have who I assume are, like, our main cast of characters. Are you joking? Are you actually joking? Are you kidding me? Look at them. Hold on. Let me, like... I have no fucking words. And then on the back... no words. I wish I could have, like, filmed my reaction to, like, when I first discovered this, because it was so... I was absolutely speechless. I was like, oh my god. I was freaking the fuck out. It's just... and then just obviously, like, the spine looks gorgeous. Like, oh my god. Oh my god, this book is so beautiful. Honestly, I'm so torn over whether I want to display it with the sleeve or without it. I might have to, like, just, like, change it up every now and then, because, like, it's... both are so gorgeous. Like, this is a beautiful book, first of all. Like, oh my god, I haven't even talked about, like, the actual contents of the book. So I first discovered this book, I think it was just, like, in a list of, like, books by Indigenous authors of, like, that were coming out in 2021, and this one happened to really catch my attention because it's, like, fantasy, and I love fantasy, and so I knew that I really wanted to read it after I read the description for the book, so I'm gonna read that to you now. Also, I need to point out that this is, like, the inside of the book. Like, I don't know if you can really tell. Oh, you can kind of see it. It's like fucking, like, snake skin, like, the texture of it, and I love it. Oh my god, oh my god, you can just tell there was just so much love and care put into, like, the creation of just, like, obviously I'm sure the story, but just also just like the physical copy of the book itself. I just this is why I love having physical copies of books. There's really nothing like it. Like I love books, man. I love books. But anyway, sorry, I'm getting distracted. I want to read to you the summary for A Snake Falls to Earth. So, Nina is a lippin girl in our world. She's always felt there was something more out there. She still believes in the old stories. Ollie is a cottonmouth kid from the land of spirits and monsters. Like all cottonmouths, he's been cast from home. He's found a new one on the banks of the bottomless lake. Nina and Ollie have no idea the other exists, but a oh my god, I can't read, I'm illiterate, sorry. But a catastrophic event on Earth and a strange sickness that befalls Ollie's best friend will drive their worlds together in ways they haven't been in centuries, and some will kill to keep them apart. So besides that, again, don't know that much else, because this was pretty much what also the summary on like the Instagram post I saw about it said. But again, besides this summary, I don't know much else about like what the book is about, but I'm very excited. I'm so excited. I'm also really excited because this is my first ever book having the first ever time having a book by an Indigenous author, and honestly, it's very criminal of me to not have more books by Indigenous authors. I know, I'm so sorry, but I thought this would be a really good place to start. I definitely, like, when I realized, I'm like, this is the only book that I have now that's by an Indigenous author, I'm like, that needs to change very quickly. So I'm definitely looking to add more books by Indigenous authors in the future. But again, I think this is a really good place to start. I'm very intrigued. Also, I love that they have that Darcy Little Badger is incorporating Lippin Apache like mythology, folklore, if that's the correct like word for it, into the story, and that's like incorporating into like the fantasy, like fantastical elements. Like I just think that's so awesome, and I'm super excited to learn more about Lippin Apache culture and like the stories. Like I'm so excited to learn more. This book is so beautiful. Oh my god, I absolutely love it. Also, apparently Darcy Little Badger has she has another novel called, I don't know how to pronounce that, I'm so sorry, it's spelled Elatsoe, Elatso, not exactly sure on the pronunciation, but apparently that was named like one of the best like 100 fantasy novels of all time, and so I definitely want to check that one out too, because I, again, love fantasy, and I'm super excited for this book. I feel like I'm gonna love it, and so I definitely would like to read more by Darcy Little Badger. I'm super excited. I'm so pumped. Just like, again, can we, a little commotion for the cover of this book, like, and then also not just the standard cover, but then also, again, sorry, I need to show off again this beautiful design on the hardcover. It's so beautiful. I didn't realize when I ordered this book that it was the hardcover version. I really do not pay attention to like which version of the books I get. I just kind of like, ooh, a book, and I just kind of order it. But I'm so glad I got the hardcover edition. Like, oh my god, look at this gorgeous book. It's beautiful. It is absolutely stunning. I cannot wait to read it, and I'm definitely going to talk about this book again, like in a future video. Absolutely, I'm going to highlight this book because it, oh my god, I can't even talk. I'm so excited. I'm very excited for this book, and I can't wait to talk about it more, and I can't wait to read it. Okay, that is all I have for today's Fangirl Fridays video. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I have had so much fun fucking like drooling over all of these books. I'm so excited. Also, can we just like appreciate again just like the the colors, the array of colors we have for each of these books. They are fucking beautiful. I'm so excited to have added these to my collection. Oh my god, I'm so happy. And I'm so happy because, like, this is, like, again, this is, like, truly signifying, like, to me, just, like, how much I'm, like, starting to, like, diversify my bookshelf, which is really exciting to me. It's something I really, it's one of my big goals for this year, and then just also going forward as I read more and more books. But yeah, so I'm super excited to have all these books. Honestly, don't know which one I'm gonna read first. That's gonna be the hardest part now, like, which one do I start with? Literally no idea. But I can't wait to get through all these books. Again, I'm probably gonna talk about a lot of them in, like, future videos. So stay tuned for those if you want to hear me talk more about these specific books. Let me know down below in the comments what you guys are currently reading, what's on your TBR list if you are a reader, if you like to read. Let me know down below in the comments. Let me know if you have, let me know if you have any book recommendations by other Indigenous authors. That's a really big one that I really would love to hear from you guys because, again, I only have A Snake Falls to Earth now. This is the only book I have that's authored by an Indigenous author in my collection of books. So I would love to hear more of, like, Indigenous authors that you guys might love. So please leave those down below in the comments if you have them. And yeah, that's all I have for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I upload Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays, except when I don't. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.